Anthony Joseph Maskell, who's better known as Father Joseph Maskell, a former priest and an accused of murder of a nun and school teacher, Miss Catherine Sesnick, and sexual abuse of kids at St. Clement's Church, Lansdowne, and Keogh High School, Baltimore. According to a 7-episode documentary series on Netflix, The Keeper, Maskell told one of his sexual abuse victims, Jean Hagedorn Wiener, "You see what happens when you say horrible things about people?" when he led her to the decaying body of Sister Kathy. Murdering colleagues and abusing little kids is not something a normal person would do. In order to be a monster inside and a gentleman outside with so much name, fame, and success, one has to have some problems with their personality. In my opinion, he definitely suffered some problems with his personality, or probably he had personality disorders. Personality disorders are grouped into three types: cluster A, cluster B, and cluster C, which I call as the mad ones, the bad ones, and the sad ones. So the bad ones, that is cluster B. I believe that he lies somewhere in this cluster B personality disorders. Cluster B personality disorders are four types: histrionic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, and narcissistic personality disorders. Criminal mostly have either narcissistic personality disorder or antisocial personality disorders. So we will analyze these two types, the characteristic features of these two types of personality disorder, in order to find out which one he had. If he had narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, or both, or something else. Antisocial personality disorder is again divided into two types. Not in medical terms, it is not mentioned in the diagnostic statistic manual, but in social terms, it is of two types. The people who have antisocial personality disorders, they are either sociopaths or psychopaths. From this book, I will read the symptoms of a narcissistic personality disorder: an exaggerated sense of self and attention and admiration seeking behavior, low or no desire to have empathy, envy others and believe others to envy them, use, abuse, and manipulate others for personal gain, condensing and demeaning behavior, feel entitled to special treatment, and unquestioned compliance. On the basis of the story that we have seen in the Keepers documentary, we know that he had all of these symptoms. So he definitely had narcissism. Now we will discuss the characteristics of antisocial personality disorder. Someone having antisocial personality disorder have lack of ethical and moral development, no remorse or loyalty towards anyone, and indulge in antisocial behavior, superficial charm, manipulation, irritability, and aggression, and have no regard for the safety of oneself or others. On the basis of the story that we know about Maskell, he definitely had all of these symptoms. So he definitely had antisocial personality disorder, but which one he was, a sociopath or a psychopath? To know that, we will discuss the symptoms of sociopaths first. I will read them out. Sociopaths make it clear that they don't care how other people feel. He was like that. They act irrationally and impulsively. He was like that. They are prone to fury and anger outburst. He was always angry at the kids and who were his victims, or anyone who tried to interfere in his life. They recognize what they are doing but excuse themselves for it. He always knew that he was doing something wrong. That's why he was doing it behind the doors, behind the closed doors, and was not openly accepting it. But he always excused himself for doing that. Cannot continue to lead a typical life of work and family. Well, how his life was at his family, we don't know about that, but at work he was quite good. He was not living an ethical and moral life, but he was very successful in his career. He had name, he had fame, he has successful, he has so much success. And the last quality of sociopaths can develop emotional bonds, although it's challenging. Well, I don't think someone who is on the continuous basis abusing kids and murdering people had any emotional bonds with anyone. So I think these two, the last two traits of sociopaths, he doesn't fit in them. So he could be a sociopath, but I don't think that he was a typical sociopath. Now we will see the characteristic features of a psychopath. Psychopaths, they act concerned, they show cold-hearted actions, They failed to understand the sufferings of other. Well, he was all of this. He have a superficial and phony connections. He did had live a normal life while hiding their lawful activities. He was exactly doing this. Failed to develop real emotional connections, exactly, and have a unique way of loving. Except for this last one, I don't know what was his unique way of loving. Except for the last one, he totally fits in the description, in all the characteristics that describe a psychopath. So in my opinion, he was a psychopath. So from all this discussion, we conclude that he was a psychopath with narcissism. And narcissism, not just in form of traits, but I believe in the form of personality disorder, because malignant narcissists who have narcissism on a very high scale, who lie on the higher scale of narcissism, they are called as malignant narcissists. He was a malignant narcissist. And I have also read that people with malignant narcissism, they have a lot of overlapping symptoms with the people with antisocial personality disorders. So here we conclude that he was a narcissist and a psychopath. So, or you can say a psychopath with narcissistic traits, or he may have antisocial personality disorder like psychopathy along with narcissistic personality disorder. So this was the personality analysis of Father Joseph Maskell. If you like this video and wish to know more about narcissism, family dysfunction, stay connected with me and keep watching my videos. Thank you.